Thank you, Serafina. The senior class selected our next speaker to give the commencement address. He is one of the school's founding faculty members. He has served as athletic director, director of student activities, science teacher, and this year, interim middle school and upper school principal. Please welcome Ryan Kirk.
How's everyone's corneas doing out there? Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the privilege of allowing me to share this evening with you. For those of you who have been in one of my classes, you know that I like to tell some stories. And I thought I would take this opportunity to share with you an incredibly defining moment from my early years. When I was in 6th grade, my grandpa gave me a rocket. Some of you have heard this story before. And being the young, unwise little boy that I was, I took that rocket down to the school field one warm spring day. And I was going to light it off with all my friends. It's one of these ones that shoot 300 feet into the air, and so there was a lot of anticipation and excitement around it. And so I set the rocket up over here, and I unrolled all the wire, and I was getting ready to touch it to the battery, and I was wearing my t-shirt and shorts, and I crouched down like this, and I touched the wires to the battery, and we saw this smoke, and all of a sudden I just felt this searing, burning pain in this area right here. I looked down, and my shorts were on fire. Flaming. So what do? I take my shorts off. I'm still running around. I still feel this searing, burning pain down there. I look down, and my little tighty whities are on fire. Flaming. So what do? I take them off. And there I was, running around the school field with my shirt, trying to pull my shirt down to save any little bit of dignity I had left. Guess I wanted to share that story with you for 2 reasons. No matter how bad the rest of this speech goes, I've already had my most embarrassing moment in my life. And no matter how embarrassing a situation you might find yourself in, graduates, it probably doesn't compare to mine. There is a third point, but we'll get to that one later. Being a teacher, I'm often inundated with such questions like, do I have to do my homework? Do I have to study for my test? Do I have to wash my hands after I go to the bathroom? Dino DeSalvio. I figured he got to make fun of everyone earlier, so I could take a little jab at him. I used to try to justify to students why they should do each of the things I've asked them to do. Finally, one day I just got sick and tired of it and said, no, you don't have to do it, whatever. And I started thinking about it, and I went, actually, no, you don't have to do any of those things. You don't have to do your homework. You don't have to study for that test. You don't have to even go to school. And if you do go to school, you don't even have to go to school with your clothes on. Why don't you have to do any of those things? And you've heard this from me before. Because everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. And for each choice you make, there will likely be some type of natural consequence or outcome. Do you have to do your homework? No, but then you might not learn the material as well. Do you have to go to that 8 a.m. organic chemistry class at university? No. But you and organic chemistry might not be the best of friends come midterm time. I wouldn't be speaking from personal experience. Do I have to come to work with clothes on? Of course not. But then I'd go to jail, and people would call me creepy. So what do I do instead? I wear short shorts. I don't go to jail. But people still call me creepy. And even though I was only in the 6th grade, like a typical male, it must be in our genes somehow, I made a choice not to follow that instructional manual for my rocket, and I ended up with 3rd-degree burns in a very sensitive area of my body. My 2 little children running around here, though, are testament that everything is okay. Everything is a choice. Serafina, Kiana, Allie, Hunter, and Ryan. 6 years ago, your parents made a choice. A choice to invest in your education. Erica and Marcus, Teresa, Tony, Chuck and Patty, Tom, Buzz, and Susie, I honor you for the choice you made in sending your children to Maui Prep. To take a risk of enrolling your children at Maui Prep, a brand new, unproven startup school, was a choice that was truly visionary. I hope we have lived up to your expectations and you feel as though you are seeing the fruits of that choice you made 6 years ago. Of course, to the Cuevas, DeSalvio, Ferguson, Fissler, Reziani, Torres, Vo, and Wilfer families, the same can be said for you as well. Thank you for the privilege of letting us work with your kids. I speak for our entire faculty when I say that it has been a truly rewarding experience. I hope you see that your choice has produced positive, creative, secure individuals who enjoy taking on challenges and pursuing excellence. To the graduates of 2011, at some point along the way, the choice to continue your attendance at Maui Prep became yours. You chose the road less traveled. You chose the road that was less predictable. You chose a challenging road, and by doing so, placed your faith in us when we told you that it would pay dividends later. You chose the road that had plenty of homework, teachers that would relentlessly pester you, mandatory sports, and as if that wasn't enough, you had to put up with tireless searches for Maui Prep's mythical Pueo ground squirrel. You selected a path that has led you to universities and colleges that, while only time will tell, seem to be a wonderful match for each of you. You selected an experience that led to $1.2 million in scholarship offers. You chose to pursue the challenge that is called Maui Prep. You bought into the vision, and you are now reaping the benefits. Congratulations. Of course, we all know that everything is not a choice. If you are like me, when somebody makes an absolute statement, a statement that uses words like everything, nothing, always, never, don't ever use those words with a girlfriend or a spouse. You immediately start trying to think of situations that those don't hold true for. And you are correct. Not everything is a choice. Maybe it's a zit on the end of your nose the day you have a first date, a devastating breakup, an unfair grade on a test, an injury at the most inconvenient time in an athletic season. Not getting the job you applied for, a scary diagnosis from the doctor, the loss of a loved one. You are correct. Those things are not choices. But how you respond to them is a choice. Those around you will judge your character based on the choices you make in those situations. Once you make a choice, own it. If you have made a choice that ends up with some negative consequences, don't make excuses. Suck it up and deal with it. Admit you made a bad decision, learn from it, and do your best not to let it happen again. And if that bad choice involves somebody else, the words, "I'm sorry, please forgive me," go a long way. Conversely, if you make a choice that ends up with a positive outcome, don't let your head get too big. Pass the credit on to others. Pay it forward. Be humble. One last piece of advice I would like to share with you on the choices you are about to face as you enter into your next phase of life. And my advice is pretty simple. Choose wisdom. We live in a world of instant gratification. Facts or knowledge can be obtained as fast as you can type them into Google, or as fast as you can ask something to Mr. Border. Wisdom is knowing what to do and what not to do with that information. Knowledge is knowing that the tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. All of you remember what a fruit really is? Do all of you remember what a fruit really is? Do all of you remember what a mushroom really is? Some of these guys were actually paying attention in class. So choose wisdom. I'd like to share an old proverb with you. Happy is the person who finds wisdom and gains understanding. For the profit of wisdom is better than silver, and her wages are better than gold. Wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you can desire can compare to her. She offers you life in her right hand and riches and honor in her left. She will guide you down delightful paths, and all her ways are satisfying. Wisdom is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Happy are those who hold her tightly. Choosing wisdom is the unrivaled, superior choice. Not always the easiest, sometimes not even logical. But if you choose wisdom, you choose humility over arrogance. You choose empathy over self-centeredness, integrity over deceit, love over hate. And finally, if you choose wisdom, you choose happiness and safety over the pain and agony of lighting your own pants on fire. We love you guys. Well done. Thank you.